And we're back. What is up, everybody? We're here in Pomona, California. We're still at the 2012 Warped Tour, and we're here hanging out with our AP cover stars. But we got a special guest today. Over in the corner, we got Kevin Lyman, the founder of Warped Tour. And going down the line, we got Levi from Miss May I. Next up is Beau from Bless the Fall.
What up?
And last but very not least.
Last but least.
Last but least.
We got Jack from All Time Low. So I'm going to kick it over to Kevin. How you guys doing?
Hanging.
Sweating up.
Romancing out in the bus.
Yeah. There's a lot of touching going on, a lot of love in this bus right now. Yeah.
So they asked me to ask the first question, you guys. We were talking before you came on, you know, and now for me, it's been out on the road for 18 years doing this tour, you know, and for a lot of you guys and stuff, it's like one of your first concert going experiences or one of the big ones you went first to. What was your first Warped Tour show?
I actually never went to Warped Tour. I was a weirdo. My first Warped was last year when we were playing it. So.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay, there goes that theory, you know?
I never had money to go, and I was like, never had a ride. And now,
He was a poor metal kid.
Yeah. Now we're on it, and it's awesome.
Yeah. And
Sweet.
your first show?
1997 in Irvine. That was before I was Batman, and I was just
yeah, we were just talking about that. You know, how that was the first show where we had Rancid playing.
Yeah.
And they were all coming in, kind of all punked out, like tough, like they were going to be tough guys.
Yeah.
And I had Carrie Hart and those guys jump the motorcycles right over the speaker stacks while they were playing. And right in the middle of their song, they dropped their, like, looked up and stopped playing.
Yeah.
They were kind of like, welcome to the Warped Tour, dudes.
Holy crap!
You know?
Yeah. I remember circle pitting for like No Effects, and just getting it was up in dirt
Big
field,
dusty parking lot.
and it was like. I went home and I was sunburned and I was sore and I was literally blowing mud out of my nose and like coughing up mud, and it was the best time of my life.
Right.
And I was like, I'm going every year, and I went every year until.
And what was your the first one?
Well, one of the earlier ones I went to, not the first one, but the earlier ones was I think 05 or 04.
Yeah.
When it was like Offspring and All American Rejects, Avenged Sevenfold, I think maybe.
My Cam, Fall Out
Boy.
Yeah, it was like that.
Unbelievable.
That was a year like I kind of booked it like a year ahead of time, to be honest. Like just kind of booked all those bands, and that's right when that music really came forward at Wall.
And all of them had blown up like right then.
But that was also the year we like say that, you know, it was like TRL was huge at that point. And kids that watched TRL weren't ready for a 9-hour concert.
Right.
And they'd all come out, and this is where like Depends would have been a good like sponsor of the Warped Tour. Because I've always thought for like that kid that wants to stand there and hear that one song, they just wear Depends up on the you know? Because there was no kids moving. They wanted to hear all the hit songs of TRL. Right. As soon as the band hit the stage, they all passed out. Literally, it was crazy. It was like
I think Offspring came out with a fire hose.
Yeah.
It was like hosing the crowd down, which was amazing.
Awesome.
So
great idea.
Yeah.
Where do you plug a fire hose in?
On the ground.
I'm not letting you have anything. Don't worry. I'm not giving you any ideas. So day 4, day 5, day show 4.
Show 4. Yes.
You know, where do you think it's going?
Up, and away.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's way crazier than I thought it was going to be. It's awesome.
Right.
I don't know if we can say you said Frisco's almost sold out.
Yeah. If you're going to be down to San Francisco tomorrow and watching this, you may want to jump on the tickets early tonight because we're going to be gone early tomorrow. There's only a few hundred tickets left. And,
today looks like one of the biggest days yet. I think.
Yeah, this will be the biggest one. Salt Lake City. They've all been good shows. Yesterday, the new venue, and I'm going to apologize right now for the city of Irvine. I think their city council actually, I think, was the people that wrote Footloose. No Fun, the Fun Police. Yeah, the Fun Police were out yesterday. So if any of you got one of those tickets, like for chewing gum or
oh my gosh,
or smoking a cigarette,
Kevin's gonna represent you in court.
No, I've told you, just bring your ticket down. And I'm going to give you guys a free ticket to another show.
Are we in Singapore or Irvine?
You know, it was exactly. It was a little ridiculous in thinking that Irvine for me was like the home of like bands, skating, culture, and everything like that.
Absolutely.
And where'd you grow up?
Orange County.
Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohio. Mom's basement?
Yeah.
No, not allowed out to the Warped Tour?
Nothing.
Like Ohio, we only do like 8 shows in Ohio. We compared to California.
Yeah, coming from LA and going down to Orange County was always like the best time ever. Going to Huntington, going to Irvine, just like
no more.
You know what I mean?
No more.
Sorry, guys.
And we try to do like collect cans of food. We're doing that every day, and I'm like, hey, we're going to donate cans of food to like Irvine, and I found out they ship all the hungry people to Santa Ana. Stay in the city, so they didn't care about our canned food drive.
Man.
So expectations of the summer? Any? None? A lot?
This is my first Warped Tour ever.
Really?
Playing. So you know, the band did it before me in 2007, and so they just, you know, they did it in a van in 2007, the whole tour. So they're just like so stoked, you know, and they're like, it's going to be the best time of your life.
I actually put that first record out, Bless the Fall record.
Nice.
On a little label called Warcon.
Okay.
First release of Bless the Fall. Yeah, I was trying to. We were trying to do some stuff, and we put that first record out.
That's awesome.
Brandon was in the band. Yeah. So
it's so they were just telling me it's going to be the time of your life. Like, it's going to be hot, but you're going to have like the summer of your life.
We have a lot of high expectations for Warped Tour. We basically started our career on Warped Tour. I mean, we did a little bit 06, we did 07, we did 08, and we did 09, all in a row. We took a couple years off. Yeah. And then now we're back, and I mean, it's
I think
really
we're one
good.
of the first bands that like dispelled the myth that I didn't book bands 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was you guys and Paramore and bands like that. Right. Because now Miss May, you guys are back 2 years in a row, and it's about, because we kind of look at it this way. I'm going, everyone's working hard as young bands. You're out there on those small stages and everything. I start to see it grow, you know. And then watch you guys last year, and I like to look at that monster stage. I kind of this year, I used to call it like Scream U, like Scream University out there, because I see you guys going off and it's like all of a sudden I see the crowds and I go. Last year I think it was about the 6th show that I go. Miss May is going to be on the main stage next year.
That's great.
You know, and it's like bringing those bands and bringing them through the development. You know, where you guys were like on the smallest of the small stages.
We've played every single stage of Warped Tour. The first time we played Warped Tour, we were building our stage every day.
Right. Oh yeah.
The East Coast Indie stage.
East Coast Indie stage.
We were building our stage every day, and every year we progressed up, and finally we made the main stage.
Yeah, which is great.
We never played She-Ra Girl though.
Am I supposed to be asking all the questions here?
Totally.
Wait,
Man.
you're supposed to be doing this, right? I'm like jumping in. Hey, I gotta do this.
Came in line in an interview. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what I signed up for.
Yeah. So I'm just thinking that you know, going over, it's like everyone like thinks Warped Tour, we're like in the street, but you know, when you leave here, like you got like. It's like a lot of bands don't just get to go home. Some of the crews get to go. Where are you guys heading? How many days off do you get before you have to go shipped out to somewhere else?
We have the longest break we've ever had. We have 2
Oh God, he
months
breaks
off.
everything up.
Yeah.
You should not
so
speak for
excited.
And how long you getting off?
What?
2 months?
2 months. And then we go to South America. Then we tour for 4 months straight. But 2 months out.
2 months is going to be weird, right?
Yeah, I haven't been home that long.
So weird.
2 years.
Yeah.
Your mom's not going to recognize you.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
You know,
I play with my
Claire's
dog.
gonna be
That's all I
this
want. Yeah.
Your dog's not going to look at you. It's like all over. Getting off the road. I think a lot of people think that, you know, the road there, do you guys have that? I find myself that getting off the road, the energy is a whole different vibe. It's slow, and it's hard to slow down, you know. What do you guys have to do, you know, like, you know, to do that?
I mean, I go home and like I'm cool for a week, and then I'm like, get me back on the road, you know. Like you're so used to just the high-paced life.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's really tough to just go home and just sit around all day. I mean, what do you do? So we just keep touring.
Yeah, I mean, just keep going.
We go to different countries.
Keep
you
me
know?
out of here. Yeah, I think it's a lot of people think that road thing, and you know, it was funny because you know you come off with that energy, that manic energy, and then when you hear someone as large as like Bono, he's not allowed back in his house. Like for a week and a half, his wife puts him in a hotel down the street. And he's allowed to come over and have dinner with his kids. So, 10 years from now, what do you guys want to be doing?
Warped Tour.
Warped Tour again. Hopefully, it'll be a
Warped
legend.
Tour with a couple kids and having them.
Yeah, well, mine, you know,
throwing them off the stage.
I don't know if you've noticed. I don't know if you noticed. My daughter was born 13 days before I started this tour.
Really?
Yeah. So her birthday's coming up July 8th, but you might see her running around. She's out DJing now. And
She's grown up on Warped Tour.
Yeah, she's grown up out here. And my younger daughter was working in the production office for the first couple of weeks. She'll go home today.
That's awesome. That's
no
so
kids
awesome.
yet for any of you that you know of?
Not yet. I just got married.
That you know of? You just got married?
Yeah.
Did your wife meet? So she met you when you were in a band?
Yeah, she was on Warped Tour in 2009.
And who's that?
Her name's Lights.
Light. And what she did?
Lights. Yeah.
You married Lights? Dude, fucking awesome. High five.
She's recording her acoustic album right now, and she'll be out in like a month. So
cool. I saw her up at Canadian Music Week. I was up speaking there, and came across her up there.
Cool.
So you're gonna move to Canada?
I'm an official Torontonian.
Toronto.
I don't know if that's like the proper.
It is now.
I put my big screen TV and surround sound in a room, so I'm officially moved in.
You've moved in?
That's it. That's all I know.
And with the way the political system in America is going, it's not a bad place.
Yeah. And the thing is that we talked about her being a American citizen, but they do factor grants.
Yeah.
The Canadian government loves their artists, and they get factor grants to help out with like tour buses or like whatever.
This is awesome. Look at he's working that angle. Like,
hey, I'm Canadian now. Like,
so she's like, yeah, I'm gonna stay Canadian, and we're like, okay. I was like,
it's great up there. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. And that was a month and a half we had off, and that was the longest I've had since I joined the band like 3 years ago.
Awesome.
So other than that, I guess, like you were talking about touring all the time,
you know,
that was the longest break we've had.
And all-time low. I mean, I'm just thinking, your songs, I'm starting to notice are like maturing a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, you're kind of developing, your writing style is kind of changing a little bit. You know, it was always that thing that, you know, as a band, you know, you still can have those original songs and everything. Do you guys find yourself just kind of, is it flowing easier to write that way?
It is, and you know what? We've been a band for 10 years next year, so a lot of our fans have grown up with us.
Right.
And that's what our music is becoming. Is whatever our fans are listening to now. That's why we still have a fan base. You know, we're growing with our fans.
And I think that's a difficult transition. The only ones that haven't been at Blink, they can still sing around penises and
Totally.
body. And they got
We're gonna be the
grandchildren and stuff.
We're gonna be the
weird,
40-year-old dudes singing about feeling up girls in the car. Like,
yeah,
we're gonna be the creepy dudes.
Yeah, the creepy dudes. Like,
yeah.
Trust me.
We're gonna be
out there
about,
talking to all the kids. Hey, could you put out your
It's like Blink's like 37. They're singing about high school. It's amazing. Everyone loves it.
And speaking
daddy issues.
and speaking of creepy dudes, I think that the Warped Tour is like gone into this whole mode where it was this like disparity. You know, the bands I grew up with, you know, no effects, all my peers and everything. And then you guys were the next kind of generation, not somebody, but you know, the bands coming up, and it's kind of pulled back, like, you know, you guys might have looked up at the Used and those kind of bands, but you guys are still their peers, and you guys can all hang out.
Yeah.
I've noticed in the parking lot out here, there's not like Camp Krusty in the corner,
Right?
Like the poker and the lights, and a bunch of dudes all play, the creepy dudes, and and you guys getting out there. Do you feel that, you know, do you still get stoked to see some of the bands out here?
Oh, I've watched the Used every day. It's crazy because it's nuts.
Yeah.
Like 4 years ago, before the whole band stuff, I was like crying meeting those guys at record stores. Now we're on the same stage.
I'm
still intimidated to meet them. I see them like at the press. I'm just like
cried when he met me in person.
We got our name from a Newfound Glory song, and today we're parked next to them, sitting, drinking beers, and listening to music.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
And you're now old enough to drink beer, so that's cool.
Yeah.
You know? That's good, because I don't think you were when you first came out here.
No way.
No way.
We might have been the drunkest people on the tour, but we definitely weren't.
Yeah, not supposed to be.
Not supposed to be.
Drunk.
So, how long are we supposed to talk here on this chat? Do we got some questions? We're going over somewhere?
You guys are just rocking it. I just wanted to, you know, let you guys do that. It was too good to stop. I just have one question for you, man. You were just talking about how long you've been a Warped Tour for. How you come up, you know, growing up with your fans. I believe your band name is based off of a Newfound Glory song. I mean, how is that? How much of a trip is touring with a band that, like,
man? Like, we're literally parked right next to them today, just hanging out, just talking about music. It's unbelievable.
It's so cool.
It's like, and I think it's cool for fans too, because they see that, they see the camaraderie.
Right.
Camaraderie. The camaraderie.
Where's the camaraderie?
And it's really cool for the fans to see that. Awesome. Our younger fans are getting into bands like Yellow Card and Newfound Glory and stuff now that they didn't grow up with.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing. When I was booking this line, when I was booking this lineup, I had to go to all those bands and say, dudes, you got to get back on Warp now.
Totally.
You guys will connect with these kids in a way because you haven't separated it that far, and these kids want to know that history. Yeah. So I had like conversations with Bert and Chad, and you know, and it's like just was cool that they're all out now. They're all coming up going, dude, we should have listened and taken the whole tour. So we're trying to listen.
Are they not? Who's not on the whole tour?
Well, like you are on half the tour, you know, but maybe they will be. We'll see.
Okay.
You know, Census Fails crowd has been massive.
Dude, I've seen
massive.
Yeah. Well, Buddy's that guy that's matured as also a musician and businessman. He's doing his vinyl records and stuff. But he's another one that, you know, a couple of years ago he didn't really connect when I had him out here. This year, on.
Massive.
It's on. So, and I think that comes from the kids listening to music now. They have so much access.
Yep.
They're listening to iPod on Shuffle. They've got Spotify. They've got Pandora. You guys, then, you know, they get that playlist of Warped Tour, and they start digging in, and they go, this band's really cool. And then they read the influence by. You guys say your influence. Who's your influences?
We got like As Lay Dying, All the Remains.
Yeah.
Old school metal bands.
Yeah, you'll probably end up at my Mayhem Festival one year. You know, it was this year was a year that I was able to take, you know, bands like, you know, Devil Wears Prada and Asking Alexandria and those guys, and As I Lay Dying over, and they're getting a tour with like Slayer and stuff like that coming up next week. So
yeah, I saw Josh.
cruising around. Yeah, he's hanging out and Winds of Plague. I saw he's out there. So. What are we doing? Questions?
Yeah,
I know I've got to go in a minute, but I have a meeting on. So.
Yeah, we're free, man. Anytime you got to go, please do it. But real quick, let's get like the best 3 Twitter questions from all those fans that are out there watching this feed as we speak. Kyle, take it away, my man.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey everyone. Hi in the Twitterverse. So, our first question that we got is from HP Holly Parker, and she would like to wonder, what's your favorite cartoon? What is your favorite cartoon?
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob has mine too.
Family Guy.
You know, recently, South Park, if that counts as a cartoon.
Yeah, it does.
South Park. I mean, I think it's the most, like, they stay so relevant.
Yeah, oh, they do.
They are.
It's unbelievable.
They when the Barack Obama thing came out, they had it filmed.
Right.
They had the whole, not filmed.
But right.
They had it all
Scenarios.
done, like in 2 different ways if he had won or lost. And it was out the day he was.
I bet those guys would have a good time Warped Tour.
They have been out before. They have, and there was like a little segment one time where there was some Warped Tour segments of the kids trying to sneak into the Warped Tour on South Park.
Awesome.
And they've been out to shows a couple times before.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like they would totally dig this whole.
Now,
No limits
I
on
don't think we have anywhere to land their helicopter or private jet they would need coming on, but you know.
Very true.
All right, so 2 things. One, our first statement that I like to point out is Steph Benton 72 says, Levi, your mom says hello. So
nice.
that's sweet. That's awfully
Get the hell back
awfully
to
sweet.
the
Makes
basement.
me love a bird.
You're at Warped Tour.
She says, I'm cleaning out the basement now.
And then we actually have a question from one of our fans that's right here. So we like to present
nice.
her
In
on
person.
camera. So here we
Real
go.
life Twitter.
Come on, stand right here.
Okay.
What's up?
Come right here.
You gotta get on film.
Yes.
Nice.
All right, and ask your question into the microphone.
What's the craziest thing that's ever happened at one of your concerts?
You got it.
I fell once off a lighting truss about 25 feet, smashed my feet,
I was there.
crawled out of the venue, couldn't finish, got taken to the hospital, and I played the next like 2 weeks on crutches. I'd crutch out and put my crutches under the riser and then just hold the mic stand. So that's probably the craziest thing, is just hurting myself.
We like to promote love at all our concerts, and we've definitely had like a bunch of people on shoulders like making out like all together. Like a group of like 10 people, just like, it was crazy. I was like, what is this? Like, calm down. Like,
Must have been in Florida.
yeah.
Was it?
Or Vegas.
Where was it? Was it in Florida?
Yeah, it was on Warped Tour. I know that part.
That was a Warped Tour.
It would have to be.
Yeah.
All right, last but not least, we got our 2 students from the day. Every day on Warped Tour, we have students to educate them about the ways of the world, which I'm pretty sure Warped Tour can do pretty well. You know? Maybe a microcosm of the world. But anyway, they're going to ask you a couple questions as well. Take it away. We got Susan and Rico.
Okay, guys. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Are you guys on isanyoneup.com?
I might have been.
I never made it.
No, didn't make it.
Not yet?
Some of your members.
Yeah, some of our members did. I did not.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very much.
What's your question? It's live. It's all good.
It's live.
We're doing
Were
it.
you really depressed when you came up for the name of your band?
Us? No, we had a show booked and we didn't have a band name. And we had 10 days to think of a band name, and we were listening to New Found Glory, and someone's like, hey, All Time Low. We're like, cool, done. And it was stuck for 10 years.
Sometime we'll have to register it, right?
Yeah.
Make it official.
Trademark it, you know.
Trademark that name somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, camera 3, Kyle. We're going to close it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please stay tuned. We're going to do one more interview with our AP cover stars. Make sure, again, July 3rd, the new alternative press issue comes out. Be sure to get it. As always, I'm going to have these crazy guys send it off, say whatever you want. That camera.
See you out there sometime today.
See you soon. Come hang out. Bring sunscreen.